Lee is here today for some underarm neuromodulators, and that's a fancy word of saying Dysport or Botox. And so Lee, do you have problems with excessive sweating?
I do. I sweat all the time. It doesn't matter if I'm hot or cold. I always seem to have like a wet spot in my armpit.
Mm-hmm. So with this, it's really great because Lee's a very active person, as you can see, and when you live in the desert or anywhere, if you're an active person, it can lead to excessive sweating. And one of the things that can happen if you have excessive sweating is it can stain your clothes, which is pretty nasty. So today we're going to talk about two different products that we use for excessive sweating underneath the arms. We have Botox, which almost everybody in the world has heard of, and then we have Dysport. The difference is Botox came out first, of course, and there's just a little bit difference in formulation between the two products. And they have different names in terms of the actual product that they are. But the way I look at it, to a lay person or to a patient, they're essentially equivalent. You know, Dysport likes to say that it takes effect sooner and it lasts longer, but with my patients I find that they say, oh, the other thing that you hear with Dysport is it spreads a little bit further. But I think that's the way we reconstitute or mix these products. Because both come as a powder form, and then they have to be mixed with normal saline or bacteriostatic water. And so they're mixed so we can draw them up the same, and to me, they're essentially equivalent. So what we do with this is it's really easy. And the thing that's great is oftentimes we can get this covered by your insurance. But what we do is we tickle our patients just a little bit, tickle, and then we're gonna go to this side, and we're gonna do a little tickle over here with some alcohol. Does that tickle, Lee?
Not really.
No. Okay, I wanted a little smile. I got a little smile out of you though, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so next thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna do the injections. And you can do this thing where we do a starch test where you put a powder on there and it tells you where it is. But to me, it's pretty easy to figure out because if you do this procedure, you kind of just go in the area where there's the most hair. Now in Lee, that's a little bit difficult to figure out because the hair starts here and it goes to his toes. But in reality, you can see that he has more hair in this area than in the other area. So if we stick with that pattern, that hair pattern, then we're gonna get a pretty good result. So that tells me where we're gonna go. Now you'll see when we do this, we just do little teeny blebs. If you wanna get a little bit closer, Kendall, so you can see the little blebs when I do it. It's just a really easy treatment. And Lee actually is a great patient because he likes to do things, but he's a tough patient in that he's extremely jumpy. And if you look at his breathing pattern, it's really jumped up. But in reality, how bad was that treatment?
It was mild. Yeah, I hardly felt it really.
It's really not that bad, right?
No.
Okay, and compared to some of the other treatments that you've had done, would you say this is less painful or more painful?
A lot less. I think the face is a lot more sensitive.
Yeah,
actually.
So this is great. So you saw that took about 30 seconds to do that. So now we're going to go over to the other side, and we're going to do the same thing here. If patients are really nervous, and Lee actually, believe it or not, is a very nervous patient, you know, we can do things like we can do chillers and things like that. So let's get really close here where we do this injection here so everyone can see. The onset of action usually takes about three days before it starts to work, and the maximum effect is about 2 weeks before we'll see it. With this, there's no aftercare instructions at all, so you don't have to do anything specially throughout the day. This is going to last for approximately 6 months. And like I said, oftentimes you can get this covered by insurance. So if you have excessive sweating, we do scalps, we do underneath the arms. Raise your hands up high, everybody. We can do hands, and you want to show your feet, Lee? There you go, we can do your feet. So we can do all of those areas. So if you have any questions, please contact us at contourderm.com.